Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super, not funny show reviews. And today, we're reviewing the season 2 premiere of Only Murders in the Building. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Only Murders in the Building returns for a second season after what I consider to be one of the best first seasons I've seen on a TV show. Very charming, fun murder mystery, a very funny show. Martin Short, Steve Martin, Selena Gomez as the central characters. I really enjoyed that season, so I was very much looking forward to this. And let me tell you, these first two episodes of the season do not disappoint. It starts off where the end of season 2 and ends. Spoiler. At the end of season 1, another murder happens in the building, and in front of Mabel, Selena Gomez's character, and it seems that all three of our characters, our main characters, are going to be implicated, which ironic, and they're going to be made the subject of a true crime murder podcast, just like the one they were making. And so it all looks very dire at the end of that first season, and we find here that they are, considered persons of interest. In fact, that's the name of the first episode. In the murder of Bunny Folger, who was the I guess she was the manager of the apartments. So, what we find is that they were very successful in their first season of the podcast, and now they're notorious, and they were in jail and interrogated. But essentially, they're told, "Hey, go on, try to live normal lives, and don't stick your nose into this murder. Also, don't go anywhere. You guys are persons of interest." And so, in a way, they are each given, sort of, I guess you would say, opportunities as a result of their podcast, their successful podcast, and have decided not to move on to a second season because, as fans of murder podcasts, they know the second season usually isn't as good as the first season, and so, they go on to, pursue their other things. There are opportunities like, revival of Charles's TV show, Oliver, getting maybe sniffing around from Amy Schumer to essentially steal their podcast and make it into a TV show. And then Mabel getting in contact with an artist, a gallery because of her art that she did within that got recognized by other people. So all that's going on, and then they learn that there's a little more to the mystery than that. That there are actually maybe a familial connection between Charles and the murdered woman, and that they're something to do with his dad, and that in fact that murder podcast is going to be going with or without them, and now they have a vested interest to actually go on and make their version of it so that they don't get railroaded or anything. And also, in a way, all of their opportunities hinge on the fact that they don't actually get found guilty of the murder. And of course, we as the viewers, we know they didn't do it. So who did do it? Who is the murderer that's still lurking around in the the apartment building? And who was Bunny Folger and what's she up to? Apparently, there's a bunch of stuff going on there. And we also see that in the second season that someone's trying to frame them, trying to set them up for to be caught. And we meet Bunny's mother, who is just as much of an abrasive person as she herself was, and that there are other characters sort of going around, like such Cara Delevingne. She's an art gallery director, and she seems to be trying to start some kind of relationship with Mabel, and Amy Schumer still being a weirdo, playing herself being a manipulative weirdo, and Charles, who is also trying to discover who what's up with his dad, how some memories from his past about his dad are sort of informing this mystery. And so and also that there's some real secrets, literally secrets and skeletons in the closet, or secrets in the closet of Bunny Folger, and that they have to get to the bottom of it because otherwise they're going to be crucified by this murder podcast. It's all very fun stuff. Like, they really hit on a good formula in the first season of the interaction between the first season. They were trying to get to know each other and learn who each other, because they were just in this apartment building. But in this one, they know each other. They know how they all work, their quirks and everything like that. And they all sort of are working their own little angle too, to sort of make something out of the success of their podcast, but are feeling forced into doing their own podcast to exonerate themselves, essentially, because a lot of people, probably have already formed their opinion about them. It's all real fun stuff. To see how they're dealing with the kind of the stress of the situation. Amy Schumer, I want to say, is delightfully terrible in this show. I'm sure, obviously she's playing like a funny version of herself, but she's delightfully funny and terrible. The same way Sting was in the first season. And I really, really enjoy that aspect of Bunny's mother. She's an abrasive, somewhat terrible person, but also has a little bit of, more humanity when she's talking to Charles later on about his dad. The other tenants are just silly and weird, and they are a good addition to all of this. And I will just say, I have no idea. I'm not good at solving these things. I have no idea who's up to it. What have we already seen this person? We won't know. But I think they've laid out a pretty good mystery so far, and I'm very interested in seeing where this goes. Just continuing the chemistry between the three leads is that's all I really, really want. So anyway, we'll see where this goes in the future. But what did you guys think about the first 2 episodes of this show? And what did you think about what I had to say? Get down to the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. And, of course, you can always hit me up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter, and we'll chop it up. All right, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, thanks for joining me on this episode. Come back next week. We'll review the very next episode, the 3rd episode of Only Murders in the Building. Until then, I've been Mo De Poupée, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture. And I'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.